you're watching this video, you may be interested in pursuing an MBA and you may even be inclined to go the online MBA route. However, you still may have some questions or maybe even some doubts about going that path. So in this video, I'm going to address the top 3 myths when it comes to online MBA programs. So stick around. Hey folks, Richard Walls here, and if it's your first time on the channel, what this is all about is helping you with your professional branding, your career development, and your personal finances. Now, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button down below. And if you want to see more content like this, of course, do subscribe and then hit the bell. It helps me out a whole lot, and also it gives you notifications on when I post new videos. So with that said, top 3 online MBA program myths, go. Myth number 1 is online MBA programs are easier than in-person MBA programs. This is a myth because, quite frankly, it really depends on the school, the program, the professors, and the resources you have available to you. Any one of those elements can make the program either easier or more difficult. Now, I'm not saying that there probably aren't programs out there that make getting an MBA quite easy or make it a cakewalk. But again, it really does depend on the school. And really the same can be said for in-person MBA programs, where some schools may simply be easier than other schools. But in my experience in attending an established state public university who happens to offer their MBA online, it's been no more difficult or no easier really than when I attended undergrad in person, also to pursue a business degree, which was also at an established state public university. In fact, the workload can be quite high, to the extent that in my program they sometimes discourage certain course pairings because of the workload that each of them bring to the table. Also, similar to in-person MBA programs, there is a ton of group work. There are tons of group projects that you have to do. So, and of course you do all this virtually, but again, there's a similarity there, and the workload is no less doing it online versus in person. Lastly, keep in mind you'll be juggling work, maybe even a family, while you pursue the MBA, so you'll have no shortage of work to go around. Myth number 2 is online MBAs aren't as valued by employers as in-person MBAs. Again, this is a myth partly for the same reasons as the last, which is it really depends on the school and the program. Not to mention the degree, when you get the degree, it doesn't say online MBA, it simply says MBA. Nonetheless, the school can be important to a degree. Like I mentioned in my other video that walks through whether an online MBA is worth it, it really depends on the school, because if you go and pursue an MBA online at an institution that just set up shop a few years back and doesn't really have an established track record or history, employers may not find a whole lot of value in that, especially compared to a university that, say, has been around for 100+ years and has maybe traditionally offered an in-person MBA and only recently has offered an online MBA, and they have a lot of accolades to their name. Now, although this hasn't happened yet, I'd wager that within the next 5 years, you'll have top 20 MBA schools offering their MBA online. I'd also wager if at that point in time you decide to pursue your MBA, and let's say Harvard or MIT got in the online MBA game, no one's gonna stop you and say, oh, you got your MBA from Harvard, that's pretty impressive, but you got it online, so doesn't really count. Won't happen, folks, because higher education is evolving and the way that it's being delivered is changing, and the price points at which those programs are being offered are also changing to meet the demands of the market. And if the last few years are any indication, the market is leaning towards online programs, so getting a degree online will simply be another delivery method. Myth number 3, and this is my favorite one, you can't build a network or meet other people. This one's my favorite because it's something I believed prior to joining the program, and it wasn't really a major priority for me in joining the program in the first place. I didn't have really high expectations of it. And I really can't express how wrong I was. For one, the community of students is highly engaged. We actually in our program use Workplace, which is an offshoot of Facebook, owned by Facebook, same look and feel. But there's a ton of discussion on there, a ton of activity, and when you have a cohort of thousands of students in the program from around the globe, you can't help but not have many discussions. Now, the second point about networking is it also depends on the school and the program to a degree, because some schools happen to do a really good job of hosting events either on campus to where everyone comes by and flies over for a 4-day extended weekend perhaps of various events and networking and getting to meet others. Or they might also do regional events where they might host something at a hotel conference room. But again, that's to get those folks within that region, if they can't fly to the school, get those folks engaged and connected. Third and final note about networking is that depending on the size of your program and how many students are enrolled, and also depending on if you live in a major metropolitan city, there's a good chance that there are students in your program that are also in the same city. So you have a chance to do meetups. And that's something I've done quite a bit here in Austin. I've got to meet a lot of my peers that way. Now, to be fair, networking in an online MBA program takes a bit more work. It takes a bit more initiative, and it also depends quite a bit on where you live and how many students are in the program. Bottom line is, your options to network are certainly there, and networking in an online MBA program is certainly more possible than even I ever thought possible. Folks, that's all I had. Top 3 online MBA program myths debunked. Hope you found some clarity in this and helps you refine your decision-making process when it comes to an online MBA. Again, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button down below, and if you want more content like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well so you get notifications as soon as new videos pop up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.